3 weeks since Hamilton. How are you feeling after that, and can you replicate it in 9 months?
Look, feeling energised, and I think you've seen that the framing of Scottish politics has fundamentally changed. You now have John Swinney looking like he's in crisis in leadership, out of ideas, out of time, and SNP back in crisis. And Scots now see a rather stark choice next year. Next year we have a third decade of the SNP, with John Swinney as First Minister, with the continued managed decline of our public services, the continued economic incoherence and the incompetence of the SNP, or a new direction for Scotland with a Scottish Labour government, me as First Minister, working to fix our NHS, clear the backlogs, improve our schools, make sure we're delivering skills for the young people into the future, ending the addiction to wasting people's money that we have under this SNP government, and actually respecting people's money to deliver economic and social prosperity across the country. That's the stark choice the people of Scotland face next year.
We're here in Torness. The people who work here may be better off commuting in from Berwick-upon-Tweed, just a few miles down the road. Is that something that you're content with, and is that something you're going to change?
Let me just say firstly about the people of Torness and the workers here, is we have an ideological block in Scotland that means the investments, the billions, the jobs and the prosperity goes somewhere else because of the student politics of the SNP government. We will end the ideological block to new nuclear energy projects in Scotland and attract billions of pounds of investment into Scotland, thousands of jobs for the people of Scotland, and economic security and energy security for Scotland. That's a game changer if we remove this SNP government next year. Specifically on tax, again it demonstrates the economic incoherence of the SNP, where we have a broken tax system, where income tax is being used as a substitute for economic growth. Too many hard-working Scots are having to pay higher tax here in Scotland and getting less in return, if you think about the record-long NHS waiting list we have, for example. So I'm making really clear that if we elect a Scottish Labour government next year, if I have the honour of being elected First Minister, we will not increase income tax in the next Parliament, and we will go further than that. We will look to reduce the tax burden for working Scots in the next Parliament too, and we'll do that by supporting aspiration, driving growth, and making sure we're using the fruits of that growth to make sure prosperity is shared across the country.
Voters will be looking at you saying this is just another politician promising to put more money in my pocket. So could you give a guarantee that you would cut taxes within the term of the next Parliament?
Well, we are giving a cast iron guarantee that we will not increase income tax in the next Parliament, and that we will drive for growth, and using the fruits of that growth, make sure we're reforming our public services, in particular NHS, and looking to reduce the tax burden for working Scots. That's my ambition. That's what I want to do. I want to reduce the tax burden on working Scots.